Thank you for joining me. Let's make a tote inspired Barbie bag for a little girl and one for Barbie. For this project, you will require some yarn. So this is Barbie inspired, hence the pink. A pair of scissors to do all your cutting. A darning needle to work in your ends. If you don't have a darning needle, a smaller size crochet hook works just as well. The crochet hook that you're going to crochet with, the correct size, and a button to close this off. For this project, I'm going to start with a magic circle. You're going to chain 3. The first 3 chain count as 1 double crochet. Into your magic ring, work 15 double crochets. So while I'm working up this 15, I will tell you if the recording is too fast, please adjust it in your settings. At any time you can pause this video, and I invite you to take some time and subscribe to this channel, which is updated weekly with free tutorials and patterns. If you are a returning viewer, no excuse, hit subscribe. Once you have your 16 single crochets, go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the 3rd chain. Just pulling my ring slightly tighter. Now this is up to you. How you want to make this, you can work this in one color, it also works just as well. Chain 3 for row 2. Into the same stitch, work another double, a double crochet. Your repeat pattern for this row is 2 double crochet in every stitch. When you get to the end of your round, you will have 32 double crochets. When you come to the end of your round, please again slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the bottom. You're going to always slip stitch into the 3rd chain. For row number 3, please make 3 chain. Into the same stitch, work 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch, work 1 double crochet. Your repeat pattern for this round, 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, followed by 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So it's an increase, which is 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet. You will work in this manner until you come to the end of round 3, and that is where I will meet you. When you get to the end of round 3, you will have a total of 48 double crochets. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain. That is row 3. For row 4, work 3 chain stitches. This counts as 1 double crochet. Into the same stitch, work 1 double crochet. In each of the next 2 stitches, please work 1 double crochet. Your repeat for this round is 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, followed by 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. You will continue to work in this manner until you come to the end of the row. When you get to the end of row 4, you will have a total of 64 stitches. Please slip stitch into the 3rd chain again. So now we're going to change it up a little. You will work your 3 chain, which counts as a double crochet. In the next 3 stitches, in each of the next 3 stitches, you will work 1 double crochet. So for row 5, you will have a 3 chain and 3 double crochets, and we're counting this 3 chain has 1 double crochet. Now I'm going to take my needle out of here and just go back 1 step. You will take your white, slip it onto your needle, crochet hook, and pull it through and end the 4th stitch just like that. Pull the pink a bit tight. Now I need you to carry the pink across with you also. So yarn over. I want this pink, it must look like a tail, it must, the way we work a tail away. So I'm going to leave the pink at the back, yarn over and make a double crochet. I'm going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Remember, we need to continue to carry the pink across. Okay, let me show you. So here's the pink coming out of here. Now, I'm going to go 1 back again, and I'm going to change to that pink. I'm just bringing it up and I'm pulling it through. Now I'm going to carry the white. So I hope you can see what I'm doing at the back. Let me just try and move my work a bit. So there's the white, and I'm making 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Now I'm not going to finish off my double crochet. I'm going to pick up the pink, and I'm going to finish it with the pink. Excuse me, with the white. And now I'm going to make 4 double crochets using white. Now you can see I forgot to carry my pink. So I'm just going to come out of there, put my crochet hook back in, remind myself to push the pink. I'm pushing the pink, let me grab another needle. I'm pushing the pink flush against the back post. So this is the front, this is the back, so I'm pushing it flush against the back part of the loops. And I'm going to carry my pink along while working in the blue. I'm going to make 4 double crochets with the white. The 4th double crochet, I'm not going to finish it off totally. So that's 2, 3, here's the 4th one. Once I have 2 loops on, I move to the pink. Now I'm going to carry the white. You will continue to work like this for the rest of this row. So I'm sure you saw for row 5. This is the back. And you can see where I've carried it. There's no loose yarn except for this tail hanging out and for the yarn, this tail that I put in for the new yarn. And this is what we have. So that was row 5. For rows, I'm going to do row 6 with you so that you see exactly what I'm doing. But this is how row 5 looks. Now for row 6, because I'm making a checkered pattern, I'm going to finish this stitch with white and slip stitch into the 3 chain. I'm going to chain 3. Now I need to bring my stitch, my pink yarn with me at the same time. So I'm going to work it in. So I'm going to, let's put it this way, I'm not sure how to word this. Go into the 3rd chain, put this yarn on my needle, the pink one, and I'm going to put the white also. And then I'm going to pull through both and the loop on my hook. That ensures that I've moved it from the 5th row to the 6th row. I hope my explanation is sufficient for you. I'm now going to work 3 chain, which counts as 1 double crochet. I'm going to carry my yarn at the back, the pink yarn, and over the next 3 stitches, I'm going to make 1 double crochet in each. I'm not going to completely finish the 4th one. I'm going to take my pink, put it over, and go in. Over the next 4 stitches, I'm going to carry the white, and I'm going to crochet with the pink. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can keep this in one color. Rows 5 to 12, you have to maintain 64 stitches. But if you would like the color changes in a checkered pattern, this is how we're going to achieve them. Please don't forget to keep on carrying the yarn. You will repeat rows 5 and 6 until you reach row 12. You will finish row 12 in this checkered manner, and that is where I will meet you. Remember, it's 64 stitches in each round, and it does not change. This is the end of row 6. When I make the last double crochet, I'm going to move to finish it, slip stitch into the 3rd chain, and do row 7, which is a repeat of row 5. And I did not carry the chain, the yarn, so let me do that. Move it so into the 3rd chain, put the yarn I'm carrying over, put the pink yarn over that I'm using, and go through the loop on my hook. And it needs to be pink, and my pink doesn't want to come to me. Here we go. And this is now row 7. I'm working in the exact same way, repeating row 5. So I'm at the end of row 7. I'm still carrying my yarn. I'm going to slip stitch into that 3, but now I've remembered to also put the pink yarn that I'm carrying onto the crochet hook and pull through all the loops. Now I'm going to chain 3 and now repeat row 6 for row 8. Don't forget to carry your yarn, please. 1 double crochet in each stitch across. And I'll meet you at the end of this round. Don't forget, you will continue to have 64 double crochets right around. I'm at the end of row 8. Again, slip into the top third chain, put the yarn that you're carrying, which is the white one, and the pink one on the loop that you're using, and pull through all those loops. Chain 3 for row 9. And continue to work in your checkered pattern. I'm coming to the end of row 9. I'm still carrying the yarn I'm not using. I'm again going to slip stitch into the third chain, put the color I'm carrying and the one I'm using, and slip stitch through all the loops. Chain 3 and continue to carry my yarn. This is row 10. Don't forget, it's still the same pattern, 1 double crochet in each stitch around. This is the end of row 10. If you hear any talking in the back, it's the kids. They do know I'm recording. Again, don't forget to slip stitch into that and carry both threads over. Chain 3 for row number 11. Carry your yarn, please. It's most important when you want this checkered effect. So I've never had a Barbie doll of my own, and I've never been Barbie crazy, and I don't have daughters. So this bag is being gifted to a little girl that I know, and she does have a Barbie. Let me know in the comments, who will you gift the bag to? your daughter, a niece. So continue to work your 1 double crochet in each stitch across for row number 11, and I'll get you at the end of it. I am finishing row 11. Again, I'm going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain, and I'm going to carry my working yarn and the pink yarn to the next row. Chain 3, this is row 12. Again, it's 1 double crochet in each stitch across. I'm at the end of the row. You're going to slip stitch into your 3 chain. So this is row 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go into the bag, and I'm going to cut the tail of the white yarn. Depending on what color you use, I'm just moving the white out of the way. I'm going to leave this tail to work in a few minutes time. I want the handles of this bag to be this pink. Hence, I cut away the white. For row number 13, the very first stitch, I don't know what you call this stitch, but I'd like you to make it, please. You go in, you make a single crochet first. On top of that single crochet in between, go back in and make another single crochet. I want that to be your first stitch. Now you're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 15 stitches. So your first 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you're done with your 16 double crochets, chain 16. Once you have your 16 chain, skip the next 16 stitches. So count 1, 2, that's 4, 8, 12, 16. In my 17th one, I'm going to work 1 double crochet. Now I'm going to work 1 double crochet in the next 15 stitches. Once you've made your 16 double crochets, you're going to chain 16. You're going to skip 16 stitches, and you're going to slip stitch into your very first stitch. That funny stitch that you made, that one. Into the very first stitch, make 1 single crochet. This is row 14. 1 single crochet in each of the next in each of the double crochets. Over the chain stitches, you're going to work a total of 24 single crochets right across your chain. Once you've made your 24 single crochets over your chain, you will make 1 single crochet in each of the next 16 double crochets. Recording. Once you've made your 16 single crochets, please make 24 single crochets over your chain stitches. Once you've made your 24 single crochets, you're not going to slip stitch into the first stitch. Please slip stitch into the second stitch. Chain 1 and cut your yarn. Pull nice and tight. You need to leave a long enough tail in order to work the tail away. Our little tote bag. Now I'm going to work the tails off camera. Now I'm going to add this button. And I'm adding it in between the first and second rows, directly in between. And yes, I'm adding it to the middle. If you have, what do you call it? Well, while I'm stitching this, I will think of it. If you have press studs, that would also work. Just sew your button on securely on the inside. I've stitched the button on. The buttonhole is the same place, but to the front. And I'm just folding here in so that it looks like a perfect little tote. Now I did say I'm going to make 2. So this is the little girl's tote. Now we're going to do the smaller tote. The next one, I'm using this type of, it's a polyester, 15% polyester yarn. You will need a crochet darning needle, a crochet hook, smaller one if you don't have a darning needle. The crochet hook I'm going to use is a size 3, which is this one, and a pair of scissors to do all your cutting. It's basically the same pattern. The only thing that's changed is the amount of stitches you use and the type of stitches. You will start this mini tote bag with a magic circle or a magic ring, depending on what you call it. Chain 1 and secure it. In this ring, work 8 single crochets. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull your magic ring closed. The one thing I never forgot to tell you that you will definitely need is a stitch marker. So just grab one, please. If you don't have one like this, a piece of yarn works just as well. When you get to the end of your row, This is row 1, row 2. In the very first stitch, you're going to work 2 single crochets. Now this first one might be a bit of a challenge. Okay, here we go. So I'm just making the first stitch, and I'm going to put my stitch marker into that stitch so I know that's where I started this row. In the same stitch, I'm adding another stitch. So I'm starting this row with 2 single crochets. The repeat for this row is 2 single crochets in each stitch around. When you get to the end of your round, you will have a total of 16 stitches. And that is where I'm going to get you, at the end of row 2. When you get to the end of row 2, remove your stitch marker. For row 3, in the very first stitch, please work 2 single crochets. In the first stitch you made of the 2, put your stitch marker. In the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. Your repeat for this round: 2 single crochets in one stitch. In the following stitch, 1 single crochet. You will continue to work in this way until you come to the end of your row, end of your round, and that is where I will meet you. And you will have a total of 24 crochets. When you're at the end of row 3, remove your stitch marker. For row 4, work 2 single crochets into the first stitch. You can see I've made one and I'm just putting the stitch marker back. That's the second one. In each of the next 2 stitches, please work 1 single crochet in each of them. Your repeat for this row is 2 single crochets in one stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Work in that manner until you come to the end of this round, where you will have a total of 32 stitches. This is a total of 32 stitches for round 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Let me repeat that. Rows 5 to 10, 1 single crochet around, and you will always have 32 stitches. I will meet you at the end of round 10. I just finished row 10, and I'm taking off my stitch marker. You will make 1 single crochet in the next stitch, put your stitch marker back on. Now work 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Chain 8. Now you're going to skip 8 stitches. In the next stitch, work 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Two, 4, 6, 7. One more. Now I'm going to work a chain of 8. Where I started, just right here. I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and I'm going to single crochet in the next 8 stitches. Over your chain, I'm going to work 12 single crochets. Over the next 8 single crochets, I'm going to work 1 single crochet each. Over the next 8 chain, I will work 12 single crochets. When you get to the end of your row, don't slip stitch into the very first stitch, slip stitch into the second stitch. Chain 1. Cut your tail because you need to work in this end. So here's our little tote. Let me just move this camera so you can see this. The only thing I do, press the ends in a little bit, just so that it stands good. Here's your little tote. So we have this one and this one. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think in the comments. Most importantly, if you know of a girl, make her this. So this will be the little girl's, and this is her Barbie's bag. Don't feel shy. Make it. Anyway, enjoy crocheting. This is the Queen Phoenix saying out. Have a splendid day or evening.